Hey, what's up guys? Josh here from Champstatusgaming, and today we're taking a look at the Kerbal Space Program. What the Kerbal Space Program currently is right now is it's basically just like a flight simulator. You get to build your own kind of like rocket ship. They don't have that many parts right now built into the game because it's kind of in like a beta type testing mode. They're just trying to make sure all like the kinks and everything works, but this game has like huge, massive plans, which I'll get into in a little bit later into this video. But first of all, you get this like little command module, which is where your astronauts would basically reside during like the flight. And of course, you're going to need a parachute on the tip of your command module because, of course, you're going to want to land if you get to another planet. Unfortunately, this game doesn't really have any other planets you can get to besides not Mars. It has the moon. You can get to the moon, but that takes a really long time and a lot of effort, and it's too long for this video. I might make a video on getting to the moon in the Kerbal Space Program, but probably not anytime soon. And what I've just did was I added 2 fuel canisters because your rocket's obviously going to need some fuel. And I also added one of these SAS modules. It basically just provides stability for your rocket when it launches. And what I'm going to do today is build just a very basic rocket that's an engine at the bottom. You can always get really elaborate with making your rocket, making it like huge so it has infinite fuel, blah 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 blah. But I'm just going to give you a pretty basic rundown of the game. And what you've got up here is another symmetry building mode. So like with this kind of mode, you can add multiple pieces at once. Like as you can see there, you can add 6 at once or 3 if you wanted. It's pretty helpful when you build like larger type rockets. But as you can see right now, there's not that many parts to go with, so it's kind of hard to add to make like huge cool spaceships. The only way you can really do that is this game is supporting mods currently where players can build and like create their own parts to implement in the game, which is always a good idea. It makes the modders happy. And I don't even know what they do. Thrust blocks, I guess they help something with our thrust, but they look kind of cool, so I'm going to add them. I'm going to add some fins and show you guys the launch. Oh yeah, that's a beast looking ship. Then you go to the launch pad. And as you can see, the world is actually kind of like Earth. They didn't go really too in depth with the terrain. It's just the size equivalents. It's like it's 200 or 600 kilometers. I believe the size of this actual world, which is pretty neat if you ask me. And like any old launcher spaceship program type game, you're gonna have problems like you're gonna have to watch your like core temperature and stuff in this game, but they don't really go much in depth into that right now. I think that's only if you have more engines than you can really support. But anyway, I'm gonna maximize my throttle and I'm gonna show you guys the launch. You can see your little astronauts down there in the bottom right corner being weirdos, which is kind of cool. Like I said, this game, there's the moon. This game has huge potential, and they plan to go really in depth with this game. Like, I know their goal is to be able to, like, when the full game comes out, be able to, like, travel to different planets, build space stations, like, form colonies on other planets. And that's really cool because look at the size of this planet. It's the size of like an actual planet. It's really interesting, and I think it'd be really cool to go from like planet to planet, exploring, and it's just an interesting concept. I think this game will be like $10 when it comes out, give or take. And as you can see, like this is the Earth's horizon. It's pretty neat looking. It's a beautiful game, and we're almost into space, I believe. Or we may already be, because it looks like we're kind of out of the atmosphere. So, right now, on the Kerbal Space Program forums, I believe a few people have actually made it to the moon and, like, messed around there. There's honestly nothing you can really do when you get to the moon yet, because this game isn't that far in development. It's just it was kind of like a personal goal type thing, I guess, for the forums. Somebody actually decided to do that. And I haven't really shown you, but you can actually steer the rocket. Like, I don't want you guys to get the misconception of you're not able to drive it, because I was kind of straight the whole way up. And the only reason I was really straight the whole flight was because I actually have a very small ship, and the smaller the ship, the easier it is to control. Because the first time I actually built a rocket ship, I built like a really big bunch of fuel canister rocket, and it kind of just like fell over after I shot it up because it was too big and I really couldn't even control it. It kept crashing into the ground. As you can see, we're obviously in space now. There's different stars, the moon. It's a pretty cool game. And I think I'm gonna take off right here and leave the video here because there's honestly nothing more to show you. This is basically just like a little quick look at the game. There's not much to the game, that's the problem. I would go more in depth, maybe in like a couple updates when they come out with some more things. But yeah, guys, this is the Kerbal Space Program. If you're ever bored, you should definitely check it out. It's a good and easy way to waste a couple minutes, 30 minutes, an hour, just goofing off in this game, building a rocket, yada yada yada. Alright guys, I have a couple more videos planned for the next couple days. As always, leave me comments, suggestions, and add me on Skype if you want me to, or if you want to like suggest some kind of video for me to make. I have a couple in mind, but I'm always open to suggestions. Alright, I'm signing out guys, peace.